Hi, I'm Dan Dauphin at Keycode Media. Today we're taking a deep dive into the features of the ST500 by Quicklink. There's a huge demand from customers who have found themselves in a position where they are not able to have guests in their studio. The Quicklink ST500, a studio in a box, is used when a professionally managed, high-quality interview or contribution is required, but does it live up to the hype? What I like about this system, with the continuing lockdowns, people are having to contribute from their homes using solutions of varying quality. In these scenarios, you have to rely on people's own laptops, their cameras, lighting, and their own quality of microphone. The ST500 is sent out to people's homes to replace these options to elevate the quality of their contributions. Ideally suited for HD studio broadcast where there are limited on-site technical resources available, the PTZ, camera, lights, and audio can all be controlled from any web browser using the Quicklink Manager portal. The Quicklink ST500 is unique in that it comes with a built-in 7-inch monitor that can be used for studio feed, local preview, or teleprompter. A handy feature when you're out in the field and need one less monitor. The monitor is tiny, but you can set up an external monitor via DVI if you need something bigger. Back at the studio, a studio receiver is necessary for point-to-point, ultra-low latency from the remote guests into the production switcher environment over HD-SDI or NDI. Quicklink mentions on their website you can expect a 200 millisecond glass-to-glass delay between your remote talent and your studio. However, we found you can even get down to 20 millisecond delay on encode and decode, but video quality can suffer, so be careful with that. Couple other points to hit here. The receiver is a H.265 HEVC equivalent encoder with adaptive rate up to 1080-60. It also comes with 2 channels of audio as well as 1 IFB connection between the studio to the contributor. So let's talk about setup. The front of this unit has a 7-inch touchscreen. Worth considering, the monitor is located at the top of the unit and cannot be moved. So if you're using this as a prompter, this is going to be that slight angle looking up at the camera if you're using a PTZ embedded in the unit. There are 2 built-in LED strips, which make for a really nice key on your subject if you didn't ship with the other 5 available lights that you can control. There are 2 by XLR microphone inputs along with gain knob. This is utilizing a Scarlett 2i2, so therefore you have a headphone jack using a 1/4-inch connector with its own volume knob and a master control. The slot in the middle here is for your PTZ. You can buy the unit with a camera or without. Just make sure you measure it out because it won't fit all PTZ cameras. There is a tripod plate at the bottom as well. Let's talk about the back of the unit. There is an internal HDMI connection for the PTZ camera, a single SDI. This is ready for future deployment, but not functional today on the ST500. There is a DMX 5-pin connector on the back, so you can connect all of your DMX 512 available lighting. There are 2 Ethernet ports, 2 Wi-Fi with SMA connectors. There are your USB 3.1s, your USB-Cs. There are 2 of each of those. A DVI ready for an external monitor, and the handy-dandy 4-pin DINC power adapter at the bottom. Let's talk about cameras. There is an option to buy this unit with or without a built-in camera. The built-in Minray UV510A is a great low-cost option with a 2.8-inch and 2.7 megapixel sensor. The ST500 unit is compatible with all PTZ cameras using Sony Visca or IP protocol, which will work for Panasonic, BirdDog, NewTek, or whatever flavor camera you prefer. If you want to fit the camera inside the ST500 box, the dimensions are pretty rigid. So don't just assume any PTZ will work. We'll include the full list of recommended cameras in the link below. Let's talk about what you can do with cameras remotely. Remotely, you can manage camera settings including pan, tilt, zoom, exposure, white balance, and more. Chroma key can also be operated remotely, making adding stills or video backdrops an ease. When it comes to recording locally, there is a built-in hard drive or one of the USBs on the back can easily be configured to an external drive. For the talent, it's literally about just plugging it in and having a production team control everything else from there. Pan, tilt, zoom for camera, audio levels, chroma key, and lighting control all can be configured with minimal need for the talent to set up. Let's talk about lighting. The ST500 can centrally control inbuilt and external lights with support of up to 5 DMX 512 lights utilizing 10 DMX channels. With that, you can use this to control brightness and color temperature remotely using the Quicklink management portal. It can also be controlled by the talent using the menu system on the screen. However, it's most likely if you're getting this unit, you're going to use it remotely. We talked already about the in-unit LEDs, and I have to say, they are really good, especially when you need an easy key. Internet bandwidth. You need at least 10 megabits per second up and down, but we tell clients to have 20 megabits to be safe. And when we talk about bandwidth here, we're talking about bandwidth at the location of the talent in the ST500. Receiver side will likely need much more bandwidth because of whatever other inputs you're using. A good rule of thumb is to have 20 megabits up and down per unit in the production control room. You do have bandwidth control in the management portal. To adjust this, Quicklink will likely say you need less than 20 meg, but this is what we at Quicklink Media are recommending to make sure that you have a perfect experience with no video issues. It is a Microsoft Windows box, so you'll want to make sure your box is up to date before production starts. Okay, let's wrap this up. In 2020, we saw a lot of different remote guest solutions pop up. Some focus on connectivity with consumer video conferencing tools like Zoom, while other solutions focused on predictable internet connectivity or video quality. The way we look at the ST500 is it is focused on making setup as easy as possible for the non-technical talent without sacrificing quality. The camera, lighting, and audio can all be configured remotely. The talent essentially can plug in a few cords, turn it on, and the rest can be configured by the production team located somewhere else. It's also a small enough form factor that you could essentially ship these units in a Pelican case from one talent to the next location as a kit. That's huge for daytime and contest television shows, as well as any live stream that requires talent that is non-technical when it pertains to production equipment. Now the next question is, how much does the Quicklink cost? How do I connect this into my Ross, NewTek, Grass Valley, or other production switcher? What about large sensor cameras, multicam, and microphones? How do I approach integrating this product into a functional, bulletproof production workflow? This is where we're going to ask you to contact Quicklink Media. We can set up a technical demonstration, provide pricing information, or evaluate how Quicklink can fit into your production workflow. Visit quicklink.com to get the conversation started. If you like this video, hit subscribe. We're planning to create a lot more technical presentations like this in the future, and we'll see you next time.